Thanks to all of our sponsors for making our Computex 2024 coverage possible.
Hey everyone, we're at Computex 2024 and we're with Thermaltake and we're with Mike. He's been in our videos before, he knows his stuff, so I'm just going to let him take over. Tell us what's new, what have we got?
All right, man, so kicking off, we got the Tower 250. This is more or less refreshing the Tower 200 that we've already had out, giving it that nice unique octagon style that everybody loved with the 300, and it offers those same type of options with the panels being a nice toolless design, making it real easy for you to have access to get into your PC for maintenance or just that first initial installation. All this stuff being nice and toolless with this nice small size that the case comes in. Of course, it's mini ITX. You still have the same nice support for graphics because of course that's important, but keeping that nice smaller size with it and then still being able to support up to a 360-degree radiator, which for a lot of people that more or less had the Tower 200 that had some limited space, well, hey, we figured out a little bit more room for you, as well as a new look with the Tower 250.
So with the Tower 250 and obviously the new design, we've seen the Tower 300 before, and the fact that it can be on its side. Can you do the same with this?
Yeah, so we'll also be offering the accessory stand for it. You'll be able to get that. And then, of course, with the stand, when you go into that horizontal type of layout, we're also going to be giving you another bottom piece. So it gives it, like if you look over here with the Snow Edition, it gives that capsule style look, finishing off the bottom end then in the horizontal layout with a nice look.
Now, is there any difference, have you found, with the performance if you're going to have it horizontally compared to vertically? Because typically we knew with the Tower 100 it worked like a chimney design where the heat was coming out the top and being sucked through. Does this affect performance at all?
Well, I would definitely say one of the biggest things that it can affect is a graphics card, because certain graphics cards in a vertical environment can run hotter. And something like that where you like the look and or if the graphics more or less would be a concern, the case as far as how it is with it on the stand doesn't limit any of its airflow.
Oh, okay.
And then it also gives you, of course, a different style look, like, you know, looking into something quite different. And then at the same time giving you that graphic card support.
Yeah, sounds good. So how many fans can you actually fit in the 250?
So you can do, you have 3 fans because it supports 360 on the side. You got the 1 fan above the power cover, and then you can fit 2 120 fans on the top.
So yeah, it's not exactly lacking in airflow. I mean, you've either got glass for obviously the visual aspects, and then you've got plenty of ventilation kind of all round. So yeah, it looks really, really good. Is this available now or is it coming soon?
So this is going to be coming soon with the Tower 200. Let me just double check my notes here.
No problem.
You got me on that one. $139.99.
Oh, okay.
But I'm time-wise late Q3.
Oh, okay. And obviously, I'm guessing like the other ones, the screens come separate.
Yes,
this is just got a plain panel,
so
and then you can upgrade.
You'll get this panel with the cutout for the screen, and then if you want, as well as a regular flat panel, just to mention. And then that way, if you do want to buy the screen, you can just swap the panel out.
Okay, cool. Right, what else have we got as we move further down? Okay, so what have we got here?
So this is our Tower 300. I think a lot of you guys know this one already. It is currently in the market. We are expanding a lot of the colors with this.
Okay.
And I would say one of the neatest things that we're going to be doing is something called seasons. We're going to start offering lighter colors in the summer and some darker colors in the winter. We have some very unique colors in the Tower 300. They're going to be coming out soon. And we're going to be calling them kind of like the Tower of Seasons is a name that I've kind of come up with this. You know, besides the standard black and white and or some of the other colors you've already seen from the greens, yellows, the blues, we're also going to have like a limestone color and a gravel sand color. So it's going to bring in some grays, going to bring in some browns, and just give some more unique colors to the bunch.
Yeah, so we've already looked at the Tower 300. We thought it was great, especially when you get it orientated like this. It is just, it's so unique. No one else is doing anything like this. And we were actually saying off camera as well, the fact that every Thermaltake case, you always see black and white. Some manufacturers, they only do black, and then maybe white comes at a later date, but there's like a whole plan with this, right? It's always going to be black and white at launch. Is that right?
Yeah, I mean, we've more or less kind of standardized black and white cases for just about all of our cases that we roll out. And I think if you guys have seen here from the show, we're definitely looking to do more colors as well.
Okay. And we've seen the evolution of kind of the size going up and up and up, but this isn't the biggest one, is it?
No, we actually have something new to show you. Why don't we take a look? All right, so hey, taking a next step up, we have the Tower 600, as you can see here in the matcha green color. Definitely expect more colors here from us going forward with the Tower 600. This is our ATX option, and not just a standard ATX, but a universal ATX type of form factor, because this case will support both standard motherboards as well as backwards connector motherboards. So you basically get the best of both with universal ATX support here in the Tower 600.
Okay, and I can see this supports a lot of fans. So how many in total?
So with the Tower 600, because of the fact that it's ATX, we didn't really change too much on the height of it to kind of keep it as small, I guess, as you would say, but we did widen it a good bit. And that advantage did add some more options for cooling, being able to support a 360 on the left-hand side and up to a 420 AIO on the right-hand side. And then, of course, as you can see, there is a fan right there above the power cover, as well as 2 fans on the top.
Yep. And obviously, we know with Thermaltake, they have got some very, very unique fans in the fact that you can have it one way up, but it's actually bringing the air in instead of exhausting. A lot of manufacturers, they kind of struggle with the whole, you couldn't have the fan up that way because it would actually be pushing the air down.
Right.
So that's got the reverse blades on it, I'm guessing.
Absolutely. So
it
actually, this is one of our newer fans. This is our reverse CT fan in comparison to our swap fan that has a reversible blade to swap it. This is going to be an option where we're going to sell a standard fan versus a reverse fan, so you can kind of mix and match to be able to do that and have the fan facing upward and then being able to still intake like as you see here.
Okay, and again, color-wise, this is the matcha green. I'm going to be honest, not my cup of tea, I guess. But yeah, there are some really, really cool colors. I'm guessing there's just a whole range, depending on what size case you want.
We're going to be launching this with 7 different colors, and definitely, as I was mentioning about the other case with the seasons, expect more from us in the future.
Okay, and if you wanted something else, is there any more in the range, or is this kind of the biggest one?
As far as the tower goes, I mean, minus the previous models that have been out, this is now going to be the biggest one. Going to be more mainstream with the ATX. Let me flip it over here and show you something. All right, so on the back side of the Tower 600, really unique features. I definitely, coming from somebody like myself who's a builder, there are certain things that kind of bother me when it comes to being able to get access to a case. Of course, you can see the filter is nice and simple, removable, has easy, simple magnets on it for it to be able to go in and out on the exterior of the case. And then the back panel itself also does just pop right off thanks to the magnets as well as the push pins that we have in here on the case. And then, you know, if you didn't notice this, one thing that we kind of changed was that we cut the bottom rail out. And one of the reasons why we did that is because, like with the Tower 300 and others, that power cord, I'd have to unplug the PC in order to take this panel off. So we just cut that bottom out to make it even easier.
No, that makes sense.
Now, to support the backwards connection features and everything, we wanted to be able to give people a little bit more access. So with the Tower 600, and it's a little bit larger size, we offered these little magnetic panels that are removable, just like you see here. And this just gives you that easy access if you have your motherboard standard or in backwards configuration. This will still help you as far as being able to get some nice, simple access and get that install done even faster.
So I've got to ask one question, because we all know, and anyone who's ever seen any of your videos online knows that you are, pretty big when it comes to custom loop. Have you done any custom loop stuff with one of these yet?
I have not been able to get one of these yet, but I am definitely looking into it. The fact that I can do radiators on both sides is going to open the door for distro and custom cooling options where I didn't feel as comfortable with the 300, even as well as the micro ATX, but with ATX and that, we're definitely going to have to make something work.
Yeah, and I love the fact that with these cases, you can take off essentially every single side, which does make it a lot easier to get into all the nooks and crannies, and especially when you're doing custom loop and you need to size things up, measure, and get the bends just right. You've really got like that full kind of open sort of access to everything on them, haven't you?
Absolutely. I think one of the things that people need is that access where, you know, certain corners, especially if you're doing custom cooling, you don't really know exactly until you get into it where you're going to be, what tight spaces you might have, if it's a cable thing or a tube thing for that matter. So you can break this thing down in less than a minute.
Yeah.
And I think that's what people are looking for. And at the same time, it's still a pretty sturdy panel. It feels solid as far as how it goes back on the case. And I think a lot of people will like it. A true toolless case.
Yeah. Cool. Okay, so we've got some more stuff here. What is this all about? This is, I guess, essentially a fish tank design. We've seen this before from other brands, but this is slightly different because, Well, there's no I/O at the back. What's this all about?
So this is the CTE E550, similar to the E600 that we already have out. But as you pointed out very quickly, the back panel is now a glass panel, where before with the 600, it would have a fan rack on it. So that does kind of change a little bit of the case, giving it more of an open view of it. And at the same time, with this case, in comparison to the 600, which came in at an MSRP of $179.99, the E550 is going to be coming in at $149.99, minus the riser cable and minus the bracket on the back, giving you basically just a little bit more options and a definitely more aggressive price point there, coming in only at 150 bucks.
And again, we have a slightly different color. This is the gravel sand, right?
Yeah, so this is one of the new colors that we have here for the show. This is called Gravel Sand. It's a two-tone case. As you can see, it's got a brown, like mocha type color on the outside and more of like a reddish, like terracotta style orange in the inside.
So I'd like to think, obviously, we've got the matcha green for kind of the Asian market. This may be geared towards Dubai, Saudi Arabia, those kind of places who maybe want, something looking like that. No, it's pretty cool. What about this one?
So these are going to be, of course, available in multiple colors. This, of course, is the matcha green. We'll have it in black. We'll have it in white. And, of course, we'll have it in hydrangea blue. This is also kind of showcasing some of our newer water cooling features as well, and just showing you the capabilities of it, offering the vertical mounting with the riser as an optional feature, because you do have 3 different options for the graphics, but then also showcasing the cooling support with the full radiator on the bottom and then next to the motherboard.
So when we say about the orientation of the graphics card, you can have it like it is here, or you can have it vertically coming down. And what's the third option?
The third option is actually a sideways vertical that would then go in there with the bracket that it comes with.
Okay, cool.
Similar like the E600.
Yep, and fan support-wise, I can see we've got 3 140s and another 3 140s at the bottom.
And then you got 2 120s on the top.
Ah, it's cool. And what about motherboard support? Are we talking ATX or eATX?
eATX support. So you can go up to eATX, ATX support, pretty much the big size boards. And you do still have a good amount of room with the case, depending on, where you're looking at with it as far as how it mounts. It should give you some nice good clearances there, especially being able to fit the 140 style radiator.
Yep, it's cool. And then we've just got another version of the same thing, but in black, just showing what it's like with an AIO and obviously the graphics card.
And then as you can see, the more traditional graphics card way. But one feature that I do think you may or may not see, and or the viewers at home, is where are all the cables?
So this is BTF?
Yes. Yeah. So this case, of course, supports the universal ATX form factor as well. Basically meaning if you got a standard motherboard or if you want to dive into the backwards connection motherboards, the E550 will support either way.
I have to say, this one is super, super clean. Like, that is just crazy clean.
You mix it with the magnet fans where you just got one cable on this. It's a nice change.
Yeah. So what else have we got, Mike? Okay, so we've got the Series 350 MX and then, of course, different colors.
Yeah, of course. More colors, of course, yes. So the Series 350 MX is a mid-tower case. We're going to be offering this with 2 different panel options, hence the MX. MX more or less standing for that it's going to have a dual front panel. So as you can see here on these ones, you have the tempered glass. We're also going to be offering an air version, as we have on some of the other models. But, it's a solid mid-tower ATX form factor case, offering a good amount of options for fans, and of course, a plethora of colors.
Yep, and of course, really good fan support as well. I can see we've got 2 in the top, 1 at the back, and 2 in the front. And you haven't starved it of oxygen. You can actually, get your hand in there. I think a lot of cases that we've seen in the past from other brands, they've put a glass panel on, which looks great, but then you really are kind of suffocating it in terms of the airflow. So you can see that you thought about that. I really like this color, by the way.
Nice. And one of the things to mention too, because I know we're not really particularly showing it here, and I don't know if you can kind of look closely, but you do have the option to fit 3 more fans on the bottom there, as far as intake, as well as another fan down in there by the power supply. So it can support more fans. There are pre-drilled screw points there for 120 fan mounting. So you can add even 3 more fans on the bottom there to get that nice bottom to top air cooling.
And then we have a little screen on here as well.
Yeah, so we're now going to be offering this as as an accessory. You'll get this with a flat standard panel, but we'll be also offering the LCD panel as an accessory as well.
Cool, looks good. Okay, so we're nearly at the end of this video. There's a lot of products. I wouldn't expect anything different from Thermaltake. They always have a lot of products in lots of different ranges. But now we have very, very small power supplies. So tell us about this.
So of course, we've been definitely doing ATX 3.0 support for a while. These are going to be our 3.1, 5.1, SFX power supplies in a platinum option. And as you can see here, we're gonna have a variety of different wattages. And I think one of the ones that everybody's kind of talking about is this one, because this is our SFXL, but as you can see right here, there's 1200 watts in this little box. And I'll kind of spin it over here so you can see the connectors on there. 24 pin, 8 pin EPS, your peripheral, and then of course you got that 12V 12 plus 4.
Yep. So we've got everything from a 750, 850, 1000, 1200, and they are all 80 plus platinum, apart from this one, which is titanium.
Yes, yes, yes. These ones are actually all the platinum ones, and this one is coming in titanium. As far as our high-end SFX series, we're doing this as well for our ATX power supplies at the same time, and those go up to 1650 watts.
So just kind of refreshing stuff and yeah, making it hit all the latest standards for PCI Express, ATX 3.1.
The safety features, I say, is probably the biggest change, because the 3.1 with the cable change is huge. Safety is definitely number one for us, you know, as well as the protections. And then the 5.1 also adds in that feature, just keeping up with the market for the new trend.
Now, I know obviously when you do start getting smaller, it's kind of counterintuitive because people think, well, it's smaller, it must be cheaper. We all know SFX are generally quite expensive. Have you got any pricing and availability on these?
So on the SFXs, I don't have a price yet on the 1200 watt, but the 1000 watts at 189, you got 169 for the 850 and 159 for the 750. And all the 750, 850, and 1000s are already current or will be available soon. And then the 1200 watt will be coming here in a couple of months.
Okay, so yeah, we can hazard a guess it's probably going to be quite a bit more expensive. Obviously, we are looking at titanium, we are looking at 1200 watt, but you're going to be able to power a 4090 based high-end system off of something that big. I mean, it's crazy.
1200 watts,
yeah,
man.
It's ridiculous, but that's kind of how it goes with power supplies. They are getting somehow better, but somehow smaller. And I mean, the pricing that you just said for these ones, that's pretty impressive. So what else have we got? Let's round things off. I think you said we got some new fans, right? So before we talk about fans, you really wanted to show me this, right? Tell me about this.
So this is our new MagFlow 360 Ultra. Finally updating our screen, going with a little bit bigger screen size, 480 by 480p.
A little bit bigger.
A little bit
huge.
Yeah, I know.
And the quality on it, I don't know how well the camera is going to pick it up, but that looks amazing.
But
really,
yeah,
really
definitely
close.
switching from a circle to a square, you know, to kind of change it up. And then of course, it wouldn't be Ultra without the SwaFan EX fans. So now we're adding in our high premium fans on this. You'll get that nice convenience of the magnetic connection and making stuff just a lot simpler, as well as a nice refresh on the screen.
Yeah. So literally, because of the way that the fans connect, this is all we have, just two cables on the other side, and it just makes things a lot cleaner. You put that with, I don't know, one of the cases that we've already seen and the BTF stuff, you're going to end up with one clean and sweet looking build along with that screen. Okay, so tell us about these fans, because I think I'm a little bit confused. So we have reversed and we have regular. Is that kind of how they come? What's the deal with these?
Well, we've been doing the swappable fans, being able to have people be able to swap the blade, you know, remove one, go to the other, so you can have exhaust or intake. On our CT series, we wanted to change it up, do something a little bit different. So we're actually gonna be offering two different fan versions. You'll see right here, this is gonna be a reverse fan. The fan itself has one blade and it'll be in a reverse format. And then right here is gonna be your standard format. And if you can kind of catch it maybe in the video, you can kind of see the rotation going one way versus the other.
Yep. I mean, we should actually be able to...
And yeah, you can, yeah, go ahead.
Stop it.
To be able to see the blade orientation.
So you can see the blade orientation on that one and then compared to that one. And then if we actually get them spinning again, you can see they go, one goes one way and one goes the other way. There we go. So yeah, and again, different colors, matcha green, hydrangea blue, black and white, right?
Yeah, and we're also updating our magnetic connection as well. So this right here, we added a larger terminal base. Yep. So it makes it even easier for it to just be able to snap in and function.
Nice.
And they'll support up to 3 fans in, you know, all connected up with one cable, making it just amazing for the cable management.
And it's going to come 120 and 140 mil, right?
Correct, and in multiple colors.
Yep. And are you actually doing retail packages where you can buy 3 as opposed to buying 3 lots of 1? How does that all work?
So a lot of these, like, they're going to be sold in 3 packs or 2 packs, depending on the fan, because we do have a variety from the SWA, CT, and Tough Fan Pros. So a lot of those are going to come in some different variances, more or less price point wise, RGB, non-RGB, but all of them will have the new MagForce 2.0 connectivity.
Cool. And yeah, I think that's pretty much everything from the Thermaltake booth. I'm actually, well, I know there is more, but we're going to have to cut this video here because there's, yeah, so much to see and we've got so much so much to do and not much time to do it. And it's only day one.
It's only day one.
How do you think your voice is going to be after like a day or two?
You know, I've been doing this for years. Hopefully I'm going to be good. You know, I just got to take it easy and look forward to seeing everybody come out, man. And it's definitely a pleasure to always have you guys come here, be able to show you the new stuff. There is lots more, like he said. There's only so much you can cover. We're so excited to have so much.
Yeah.
To be fair, I think the market's been a little stale on some things. So we want to bring some color into your life with some PC components. And hopefully you guys will look at Thermaltake for your next build.
I like what you did there with the color thing. So there you go, guys. This is the Thermaltake booth at Computex 2024. Thank you for tuning in, and remember to stay tuned for lots more coverage from the show. And I'll see you in the next one. Thanks, Mike.
Not a problem.
See you later, guys. Bye-bye.